used the term overload, which is interesting because when you were talking about, sort of more conventional coaching and it's positional based, or more like you actually used a really good phrase, really thinking about where the club is in space at any one time. And then you said from watching some of our videos, you recognise that this is more movement based.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely brilliant that you picked up on that, because if you think about it, that doesn't move.
Yeah.
Until we move it.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like, how do we create a golf shot? How do we actually create, and when does a golf shot start?
Yeah.
Does it start when that club head moves away from the ball? I'd say we're well into a golf shot by the time that moves away. Why do you move? You've always got a reason to move, generally speaking. Because I want to sit on my tee, turn around, grip. The movement I made there of rotation and a grip and everything was born out of the intention for me to take a sip of my tea. When does a golf shot start? It starts in our mind. Distance and strike are the two things that you think would make
obviously that'll just enable more consistency as well.
Absolutely.
That was the final one.
Yeah, and if you get more distance, then if you were going into a green with a 5 iron, maybe you're going in with a 7 iron, and that brings its benefits, of course. And look, if we optimise strike a bit more, naturally, we're probably going to get a bit more distance.
Yeah.
You've got some brilliant attributes that we can work with, like the hardest part, or the part that most people are lacking, you've got in abundance, which is the big vertical.
Yeah.
What we need to do is introduce some more rotation with it in a transverse plane, I would say. What I want to start doing is getting your body moving ahead of the club.
Yeah.
At the moment, have you ever worked on takeaway and stuff like this?
Yeah, we're all just like, basically just get into there.
Yeah.
But never like moving or all like that. We're all just get into there, and then firing.
Yeah, it's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So you've obviously done some really good practice in that area, because it absolutely looks like that. But what it's led you to is a really functional, it's perfectly functional. You're playing off a very good handicap, of course, but maybe that's more down to your sporting intuition and your rich athletic history. That's just, you can figure out how to do this thing despite all of this, not necessarily because of. Maybe, of course, that it might have helped in some way, but in my mind, what it's done is it's made you move as one piece.
Yeah.
And they call that, the old one-piece takeaway and stuff like that. But it's sequencing, it's flow. This session is probably going to be about flow. Of course, we're going to cover lots of things, but fundamentally, I want to look at flow. How do you flow into this golf shot from your imagination through to your movement? In order to do that, what I want to do is start off with a wedge. You're 54 degrees. We're just going to play some little chip shots, really, but, talking of butt, we're going to let this butt end move first. So this end has to move before that end.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what we're then going to do is just play some very de-lofted pitch shots with one hand. Are you naturally right-handed?
Yeah.
Just play some little shots like that.
Yeah.
And notice this finish.
Yeah.
What do you notice about this finish?
Wrists, calves.
Yeah.
All weights on left heel.
Yeah.
And you completely open to target.
Brilliant perception. So that is not my intention of movement.
Yeah.
The movement came out of the intention of me de-lofting this thing. All the way through, this butt end is leading.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a 54 degree that comes out like a 3 iron.
Yeah.
It is so de-lofted through impact. So if you think about the arc here, the club head is way behind my hands on the arc. So if it was caught up with my hands, it would be there.
Yeah.
And if it had overtaken my hands, it would be up there somewhere.
Yeah.
So on this arc, this club head is still way behind this butt end.
Yeah.
And guess what? If we bring that back to there, we've got something that resembles the impact dynamics that every recreational golfer wants. So have a go, just, good effort, good first effort. Yeah, so that went all together. What we want to start to do is, it's almost like a club drag. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But let's hold that finish. Nice. So feet may be wider apart a little bit, and that handle's got to go first. Nice. Great effort. Really good. Yeah, so, yeah, it's caught up with you on the arc.
Yeah.
Exactly. So something happens when the ball's there. Of course, it does to everyone all the time. But there's a sort of desire to really hit that ball. Yeah, and you kind of have to at the moment because we need a bit more energy coming from the body. So what we're going to do is stand on this board. It's the tension in your arm, if I can just borrow that to show you.
Yeah, it feels like I'm really trying to manipulate it.
So at the moment you're just kind of lifting from the shoulder, the body really isn't contributing anything. So if I was on this board, trying to balance it in the middle, which is tough, and do what you were just doing there, and keep the board, it's tough for me to do. But essentially you would have kept this board perfectly balanced. What we're going to start to do is recognise how you can just, even on a very low level, low energy shot, we can actually use the board to help us. So when we want to go that way with the club, we'll tip the board that way, and then we want to go the other way with the club, we'll tip the board this way.
Yeah.
See how soft this end of the chain is?
Yeah.
Of course I'm holding it under tension in the finish, because I just want to hold the finish, but through the shot, this arm is just reacting to the movement of my body. This is brilliant stimulus for your body. It's like, oh right, we are allowed to use the ground, I see. And perfect. Didn't quite hold the finish and flicked at it, but the shot and the use of the board and the reaction of the club was very different. Nice. Very, very nice, Ryan, that's brilliant. So you can explore how far into this space that butt end can travel before you actually hear the click of the ball. Nice, that's really good. Well done.
Yeah, that was better.
So you got your low point further forward, de-lofted the club more, came out hotter. You just wait till we go back to the ground and give you two hands. Look, you're already on it.
If you love the coaching and want to experience the effects of the training that you see with our pupils, you can purchase the GRFI system yourself by following the link in the video description. You'll get all the equipment and a 2-hour download covering all the fundamentals, exploring your movement and how you can use the ground and create those all-important ground reaction forces and transfer them through to clubhead speed and experience the gains that you're seeing in the videos.
Now two hands. This is the real test, because it's like, do you now get involved? Or are you able to let that board trigger everything? And you got involved. And the reason I know you got involved is because the board didn't move first.
Yeah.
The board moved first when you were single-handed every single time. And then we put the two hands on and we lost it. So we've got to, you'll be on the left foot to start, as you are, that's it. And then that board is the first thing to move. Fantastic. Very well done. Feel different?
Yeah, 100%.
Now, same action, just a bit further. So now the carry is to like 40 yards. Yeah. So what we're going to need to do, if I can just borrow your club quickly.
Yeah.
You have the same intensity with the board for your 20-yard chip as you did for your 40-yard chip, and that just wasn't enough. So you did this. So you went to 40 yards and you did this. You had to throw your hands at it because this wasn't used enough. So now your body and you are going to start to recognise, to get a bit more range and a bit more power, you're going to you don't need to understand the mechanics of using the board at this exact moment in time. We're just going to do whatever you were doing with 20 yards, just do it a bit more intensely for 40 yards. Nice one. Look at that.
Yeah.
So now, normal setup, can you feel that same sensation of the club?
Yeah.
And you're rotating away as you're dropping in. Because that drop in there, brilliant. Now play the shot just like that. Don't think about it too much. Just in, get in there and play it. Much better. Brilliant. And go again. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. The hang time on that.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was huge.
Now.
Oh. That was Scotty Scheffler for days. I mean, these are massive. Okay, we've got a bit of a wind down, but these are like, these are 180 yards. Oh, wow. You're starting to feel it now.
Yeah, definitely. Even just the quality of strike.
The quality of strike is sensational.
And it don't feel like it should be either way how much you're actually moving. It don't feel
Right.
like it's going to be, but then it just happens.
It just happens, exactly. All of these things, the strike, the distance, all of those things that we want are just a function, they're an output of really good movement, and you are a fantastic mover, Ryan. Oh, so that's your earlier one.
Yeah.
That's your moon ball, high dynamic loft that goes shorter.
Yeah.
So now, reference that swing against one where you go way deeper into that space, and you get back on your forward flighted, lower spinning hot ones.
Yes, notice how far the handle has to travel first. See the handle?
Oh, there you go. Deserves a round of applause, that one.
Yeah, I know.
That was sensational. And then there's about a 15-yard gap between those.
Yeah.
The sort of weaker one.